Namaskaram everybody, Shri Matre Namaha. Om Behija Puragadekshakar Mukurajab Chakrab Jabashotpala Preyagraswapishan Ratnakalashaif Prodhyatkaram Bhuruvaha Deyo Vallabhaya Sapadmakaraya Ashlishto Jvalad Bhushaya Vishwotpatti Vipatti Samsatikaro Vignesh Ishtadada श्रीनाथादिगुरुत्रयं गणपतिं पीठत्रयं भैरवं सिद्धौघं वटुकत्रयं पदयुगं धौतीक्रमं मण्डलं वीरान्ध्यष्टचतुष्कषष्टिनवकं वीरावळीपञ्चकं श्रीमन्मालिनिमन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरोर्मण्डलम् मातर्मे मधुकैटभग्निमहिषः प्राणापहारोऽध्यमे हेलानिर्मितधूम्रलोचनवदे हे चण्डमुण्डर्दिनी निःशेषीकृतरक्तबीजदनुजे नित्ये निशुम्भापहे शुम्भध्वंसिनि संहर सुदुरितं दुर्गे नमस्तेऽम्बिके सर्वं श्रीचण्डी महालक्ष्मी श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि तर्पयामि नमः सद्गुरुं श्रीपादुकां पूजयामि तर्पयामि नमः. Welcome. So in the middle of Navaratri, a beautiful session on Soundarya Lahari at the foundations, which we have been seeing. So the last class we spoke about, we were speaking on the reasons, actually, rather, as beauty of how, the Soundaryam, rather, the Soundaryam of the entire Lahari is, coming out, and Shankara's contribution, and it is without Acharya, we cannot even think of Soundarya Lahari. It is through the words of Acharya that we are able to realize Parambika. Realizing Ambika is nothing but realizing our own self and everything. And we saw this divine pastime of Nandikeshwara taking out a part of the Soundarya Lahari from Shankara. Now, Kanchi Mahaswami is actually discussing this in one of Mahapariva's Anugraha Bhashanam, where Pariva is asking this question and raising this question and giving answer. Why did this actually happen? If like in a sense, uh, why did Nandikeshwara had to snatch the uh, entire thing from, I mean, the part of the thing from Shankara? And what can be the reasons behind this actually? And the question is having a very deep notion, because it is not just a story that is just unfolding, and it is not that, Nandikeshwara is snatching the 51 stanzas. No, 51 stanzas had to be composed by Shankara, and it was just that Devi just randomly said, okay, fine, you don't have it, you just go and compose. It is absolutely not like that, it seems. Periva is talking about two kinds of, people who approach Devi actually. The two kinds are very broad. One, those who approach with devotion, and the other, those who approach through Tantra and Mantra. That is, when we speak about the word devotion, it might look like it's not a formalized process, which is true, partly it is true. And when we talk about the aspects of Mantra and Tantra, then definitely there is a very formalized, disciplined processes involved. And Mahapariva is very clearly saying that those who are actually following the mantra and tantra process, they should not look down upon these individuals who are into devotion. You people can only sing songs, just the way you people sing songs, do bhajans, Bhajana Goshti நீங்க எல்லாரும் அதுக்கு தான் நீங்க எல்லாரும் like that they will generally they make fun of us sometimes நீல Bhajana Goshti Bhajana பாடுறதுக்கு தான் நீல in Tamil they say actually I mean that's you are only meant to do तुम सिर्फ गाना गाओ तुम उसी के लिए लायक हो generally it's a kind of a very sarcastic way they say in Tamil actually but Periva is saying and also my Gurunathar will say this bhajikam bhajanam bhajikanam to do bhajans of Bhagavan in itself is a very different kind of a process, actually. And those who are into the formal process, they cannot, question or actually make, kind of look low at these individuals or this kind of a community, those who are practicing this aspect, actually. Number one. Number two, Periva is also warning those who are into the Bhajana Sampradayam and the other aspects, saying that you cannot claim that, see, look, we are very egalitarian. We can see Devi everywhere, we talk about only love, and we approach her through the hymns and with devotion, actually, which is much easier in Kali Yuga, you are supposed to do Nama Sankirtanam only in Kali Yuga. So these kind of arguments all will come in actually. Periva is saying that is also not correct on this part actually. So Devi felt, it seems, that because she is the mastermind, right? So she knows how this world is going to progress, and she felt if there should be one text which will be a perfect harmony between the path of bhakti and the path of Tantra, it is Soundarya Lahari. Because Soundarya Lahari gives the scope for both the aspects in an equal manner. Both bhakti and both the Tantra, that is bhakti and jnana, is going together actually. Because where there is bhakti, there cannot be logic actually. But there is a lot of logic, there is a lot of reasons, there is a disciplined path, means then there is a mantra shastra that is coming into existence actually. And we have to follow what the guru is guiding, what the system has been, and how it can be presently practiced to the circumstances, what the guru is saying, how it is interpreted. There's a lot of constitutional elements are there, but bhakti, it's not like that. Though bhakti is also evolving according to the time and necessities and the space, but it is much more simpler actually. In a way, it is much easier as compared to the other part. So Periva is saying that both are being combined in Soundarya Lahari, and since the authority is always derived from the guru actually, that's the reason Devi played this kind of a leela where she actually wanted Nandikeshwara to take a part of it, and then Shankara can compose the other part. This is number one explanation which Periva is giving actually. Okay. Number two, Periva is saying that the entire Soundarya Lahari originally, keeping all the 100 verses together, it's a very intense, it's an intense codes of all the aspects of mantra is there actually, all the aspects of mantra, the tantra, the procedures and everything. And Devi has felt, it seems, that if this entire shastram is going to get down to the material world and looking into the way this is going to progress, looking into the world is going to progress, already there's a lot of dilution in everything, correct? The food we eat, the medicines which we take, the bhakti we do, correct na? The guru who is sitting comfortably, the guru is teaching from home, sitting comfortably, the student is listening from home actually. So everything we are compromising actually. Okay, and we give hundreds of reasons actually. Even Parameshwara and Parvati come and right in front of us, we can easily give them excuses because of all these reasons. And we will put it on them itself, because of you both only all these are happening. And they will themselves, appa podanda, appa nanga porom, they will leave actually. We will leave. Thankfully, we came and now we got, they say, na, Maryada kadachidi, we got good respect. Thank you, we will leave. So like that, so this is what humans are actually. Periva is saying. We have diluted everything and we have reasons for it. In a way, Periva is also accepting the fact that this is what is Kali is also all about in a way. But Periva doesn't want to put it on the Kali Purusha because that is a dosham. Let me see. Let me tell you very clearly. Periva is indirectly coming to that point because anything that happens now, we will say, what this is all Kali Yuga, yaar. This is what is happening. That we should not do, it seems. Why? Because Kali Purusha was exactly instructed by Devi what needs to be done, and Kali Purusha is exactly doing those things, it seems. We are the only ones who are not listening to her. Very simple. Kali is doing perfectly its activity. Whatever it should do, it's doing everything. We should also do our what we are meant to do, we should do, but we are not doing that. So we cannot blame Kali, it seems. The Shastram is very clearly saying that. So Periva being very compassionate Acharya, he's saying that the time is also perhaps like that. So Devi has already forecasted. That's the reason she did not wanted to send the 100 verses, together with Shankara, it seems. Got it? Because now itself, if you see in the 100 verses of the Soundarya Lahari, whatever Bhagavad Padal composed only is having more weightage actually. Naturally. Though we have the other part, which is Ananda Lahari, which is spoken, which is narrated, where the Parayanam is done and everything, but there is a bit caution there actually. And also Devi thought, it seems. Maybe I am, whatever it is, I am the mother for everybody, but still maybe I am Parashakti, I might not understand my children really what they are, They say that distance, right? Actually, the generation gap, the high versus the low status, everything we talk, right? Actually, we land up saying after somebody who's very close to us, we land up telling things to them. And when they explain to us certain things, what we say, you don't understand me because you are not in my position. Your life is much better than me. Therefore, you will never ever understand what I am saying. Yes or no? Our own children, our own relatives, our own parents, they talk to us like that. Devi felt that for us, it seems. Maybe my children will think like that. If I'm going to send this 100 the same way as it is, they might think that, they might not able to comprehend the entire essence of what it is, and it might be very difficult. Maybe Shankara, who is a human, who is coming from that place, who is also a very compassionate Acharya, who understands all these aspects, who understand life from a human point of view, will be able to compose it in such a way that it can reach my children. Look into the thought process of Devi actually. Because she wanted this knowledge to some or the other way to reach her children actually. Got it? So this is number 2 reason which Periva is giving actually. Number 3 reason. The third reason. Imagine that, Devi, part was there. Nandikeshwara's episode is not there. Okay. Who is the author of the first part actually? Parameshwara himself. Correct, na? Shiva is the author actually. Suppose one part only Devi gave. Devi did not deliberately wanted to give the second part. Fair enough. She would have asked Shankara to do it by herself. Oh no, this is the 50 part, Shankara. You do the next 50 part. Then it means she's putting Bhagavan and Bhakta in the same pedestal that she did not wanted to do. Though Shankara is avataram of Parameshwara himself, he is a Shiva Shakti, Aikya Swarupam and everything. But that difference to be maintained between Ishvara and a Purusha, that was very clearly maintained. That, because Soundarya Lahari is all about this Advaitam and Dvaitam coming together. And here she wanted to bring this authorship in such a way that it is not going to be a questionable thing, that Shankara became equal to Parameshwara, that he authored like Shiva. That she did not wanted to happen. Rather, she played this kind of a Leela through Nandikeshwara. And then when the half part was left, then Devi herself instructed, you do it. Because it was lost, therefore you do it. Therefore, he became an equal author with Parameshwara himself, the first human to become an author with God himself. Yes or no? And moving forward, taking these dimensions together, and when we look into, you know, Shankara's position, as we because the entire argument we are trying to trace, why did Bhagavad Pada had to do this? Specifically, one part of it. Because to clearly show that distinction between devotion and between what is called as, the jnana and bhakti, to show the clear division and distinction and how they can beautifully intertwine with each other. Because you remember I told this argument in the starting of the class where, some people are towards bhakti and some people are with mantra and yantra and all. What if there are people like having the combination of both actually? Correct, na? That's a very safe zone, because neither we are in bhakti nor we are in tantra and mantra, or anything. It's just like having so many dishes in the leaf. We can eat whatever we feel like and leave everything, like just leave it. So many are there, na? Varieties are there actually. But it is not in that sense actually. It is like to experience everything together. It's like experiencing the holistic dimension of what is this entire essence that is flowing, which is called as, the Devi Bhavana actually. Devi Bhavana that is flowing through bhakti, Devi's Bhavana that is flowing through mantra shastram. That is a kind of a rasam, it seems actually. What, onion rasam or garlic rasam? It's a rasam actually, a rasa. You all know about Navarasas, right? Actually, hmm? Navarasa you would have heard actually. So this is a unique combination actually. That both of the thing coming together to what is called as an Amrita Tattvam actually. And it is also like Devi thought, it seems like it is a kind of an optional subject, which maybe because we always feel that one subject is little tough means we will work out on the other subject and score more marks and pass, right? Actually. So she wanted every nook and corner for us actually. If my children will miss on the mantram and everything, maybe they will catch up with the devotion. Maybe if they will lose somewhere in the devotion, maybe they will be disciplinedly, they would have done the mantra japam, then I can, justify their acts, that they have this, they have done XYZ, so they are qualified for whatever, she is thinking of. Because she has created a sabha, she has a lot of people to answer, and just like that she cannot keep doing things for us. There is like, we have to put in our efforts, right? You understand what I'm trying to say? Unless and until we are not going to put in our efforts, how she can justify? Are you able to follow what I'm trying to say? Tomorrow you are standing right there saying that I want to go to Sri Puram. Now Devi will ask you, what are the things you did in Chandi Tantra Mahavidyalaya? Tell me properly. Did you study properly? Did you listen to your guru? Did you submit your assignments? Did you write your homework? Did you go to the Chandi Homam? Did you do your Navaha Parayanam? If you say all these things, then she can talk to the Navagrahas, the Indra, the Devata, all the other. See, he did everything. So give him the way to come further. I have not done anything. The only thing I did was to keep giving excuses, means then she also have to remain silent actually. Then the Sabha will only decide based on the fate that we have. Wherever we are supposed to go, they will throw us there. The next posting will be there actually. It's very simple. So this Rasamrita Sindhu, that is Soundarya Lahari, is a Rasamrita Sindhu. What Rasamrita Sindhu? Bhakti Mantra Purvaka Rasamrita Sindhu. And that Rasamrita Sindhu, what it is doing to us? It is growing like a Bhakti Vriksham. It is growing like a Bhakti Vriksha. Vriksha means what? A tree. That is in the soul deeply, our originality is embedded, and that embedded originality is sprouting, it seems. And from that sprout, the germination is happening. And from there, the tree is growing, and the tree is connecting directly to Sri Puram, where the path is laid for us to travel. Why? Because it is simply the debate topic that we had in our Mahavidyalaya. It is combining both. It is having both Ishvara Anugraham, it is also having sadhana. So it's Jayame Jayam. Correct? It is having Ishvara Anugraham also equally flowing there. Sakshat Parameshwara himself has signed the document and gave. Other side, Sakshat Shankara himself signed the document. So both Guru and Ishvara coming together, right? What else is needed actually? Hmm? So that's the glory of this Soundarya Lahari text actually. Amba and Acharya are equal there actually. They are fighting, it seems. Let me do the Anugraham. Let me do the Anugraham for Sishya. Acharya is saying, it seems. Let me do Anugraham for my child. Amba is saying, it seems. So it's an equal competition we are building between them by our what is called as the devotion, or the discipline that we are cultivating through Soundarya Lahari. At the end of the day, we created competition even among them actually. And now Shastra Pramanam, when Periva is saying, these aspects, Japo Jalpa Shilpaha, example, Jalpa Shilpaha, that particular verse, I'm not telling the name of the verse, you find it out. Japo Jalpa Shilpaha, if you look into it, it is deeply, it is one of the verses in Soundarya Lahari or any of the composed text which talks about how to, what we say, in love, I'm completely immersed and I'm going on thinking about my lover. It is that kind of a state. Constantly, I'm thinking about Devi actually. And Shankara is explaining it in such a way that when we read, we understand that Shankara is in that state actually. By reading that itself, it's very clear, it seems. Oh, Acharya is there in that stage. Acharya has gone that process. Acharya has lived through that state. Acharya is explaining that state actually. Chapo Jalpa Shilpa. We will look into it very, very detailed when we start our classes actually. The next one, Shiva Prasad quoted this in the debate. Bhavani Tvam Dhase. The next line I am not saying again now. That is an excellent composition of both the Dvaita and the Advaita philosophy. Bhavanitvam Dasa, it is saying where Acharya is saying that I am Dasa for Bhavani, and exactly the words will twist in such a way that I'm equal to Bhavani because I am Bhavani and Bhavani is me actually. So Dvaitam and Advaitam combining together actually. You understand how mantra and bhakti is coming together. It's making the it's bridging the philosophy together actually. Dasa is what? I am Dasa to Devi is bhakti. I am Devi is yantra. That is mantra. That is tantra. So both are being embedded by Acharya. So like this is the Soundaryam actually. They are talking about that. What is this beauty? This is the fine beauty that is coming for us because we are so confused, right? Sometimes we feel very human, sometimes we feel very brutally, less than humans, less than animals we feel about ourselves. Who are we actually? Whether I'm a human, whether I'm a divine. I keep talking about three stages. One is that you come from an animalistic stage to becoming what is called as humane stage. You are transforming there actually. The trans From humane you are becoming human, and from human you become divine actually. And like all these stages, like it is not that watermark compartment, like we go keep going here and there and coming back, I guess actually, but like it is only by the grace of Acharya that we should be able to travel and stay in one particular fixed path, and then we move further, to evolve, to become a better individual. And this is what we are going to derive by doing this sadhana, students. Let me tell you, our entire course outline is how to build this rasamritam, how to grow this bhakti vriksham in a very systematic, step by step manner, actually. And I wanted that we get that rasanubhuti. It is not simply about chanting the Soundarya Lahari, you understand? Or it is not simply knowing the meaning and then that itself become an ego that, oh, I know the meaning of Soundarya Lahari. Word by word, I know the meaning, like I'm a great person now. That's the last thing. We have already developed so much of ego that let Soundarya Lahari doesn't develop ego within us actually. So it's a fine combination of both. As I said, fine combination of bhakti, the fine combination of mantra shastram actually, and how it is going to shape us. So just like Devi shaped Ganapati, I'm going to shape each one of you actually. Yeah, but in Tamil they say புள்ளையார பிடிக்க போய் ஏதோ ஒண்ணா மாறிச்சுன்ட்டு அந்த மாதிரி மாறாம, like there is one saying in Tamil, like I wanted to make Ganapati but it landed up becoming something else. So I hope that will not be the case with me, and you all will cooperate with me such a way I'll make Ganapati of each one of you. அப்படி even if that is the case, those who understood Tamil and they were laughing, that what it is supposed to become. But even if that is the case, let me say that it is Adhyanta Prabhu actually. They say that I landed up becoming, I wanted to make a what is called as a Ganapati, but it landed up becoming a monkey. That's the way generally the saying goes. But even if that is the case, Ganapati is the beginning and monkey, that is Anjaneya Swami, is the end. Adya Antam. So let us connect both together. However it is, you are all going to be shaped. That is the end of the case actually. So let us keep this learning outcome. Today's class is all about defining the learning outcome actually. What is that we are going, all those students, those who have enrolled for the Soundarya Lahari, this is what as a teacher I'm trying to bridge it actually. There's a fine tuning between both actually. And how Shankara is connecting both the elements for us, and how we are going to do that sadhana, and how it is going to create that chemical, exactly that rasa, that in a technical sense, what is that, that kuch chemical locha ho gaya mere andar, that something happened to me, that I changed myself completely. That is what we are looking for here, that change in the composition, which is going to entirely change our personality, entirely change our thought process, entirely change our behavior, entirely change the way we look at ourselves, we look at others, we look at this world actually, That is what thankfully Nandikeshwara helped us to do by snatching that away from Shankara actually. And that is the beauty which is so well explained by Acharya, that is Mahapariva, that these are the formal reasons for which, this entire, the entire Soundarya Lahari turned out to be truly a Soundaryam for the Upasakas, truly a Soundaryam for Sadhakas actually, who are so confused either in both the sides. They are neither able to go into the completely the bhajana side, they are either completely get into the mantra shastra side. So to try to bridge both Vedanta, bhakti, jnana, vairagya, everything coming together so that it ultimately builds into a beautiful lotus called as moksha. So I have prepared the other lessons also, but I will stop here because it is 9:35. I'll give you all time if you have if you didn't have your dinner and if you want to set up your puja. So let's do that, and I will meet you at 10 o'clock for this Varahi Dvitiya Navaratri Puja. Let's end the session with Mangalam. ॐ सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरि नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते जयन्ती मङ्गला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा दात्री स्वाहा स्वदा नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ शान्तिः 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 सर्वं श्रीचण्डी महालक्ष्मी अर्पणमस्तु Tathastu. Thank you so much. See you in another 25 minutes.